Good morning, everybody. It's Michael here again with your latest supply and demand market report. Looking at the energy markets, I thought I'd try separating them from the metals and agricultural section. Just looking at natural gas and crude oil, the Brent version of crude oil. So that's what we're going to do. Before we start, just so you know that these videos are purely for educational purposes and not a recommendation to buy or sell anything. And with that, we will start with natural gas, which has finally reacted off of our supply zone that we had, the extreme of that range that it has been in, as you'll see on the weekly chart here. It has gone up and tested into a demand area down in here, and it's reacted off of it. It still hasn't achieved the removal of the supply zone, but we are higher highs and higher lows, and we've got buyers stepping in this area. Because we're in a range, it probably is not a good idea to buy just yet, just because it is impossible to know whether this will be a sell high, buy low range for now. It has based significantly for a significant length of time, I should say. And as we've seen, we've got that turn beginning to happen, but it's not done yet. This was an aggressive buy, the way that I trade the methodology, because of where we are in the overall range. It's fairly high. It's above the midpoint. But it is working. It just doesn't meet my criteria for trading ranges. But clearly, other people think differently, and they are at least for now, making a good trade, which is great. But for now, it's a watch for me. I want the supply to be removed for me to become bullish in this market. Until then, I will be looking for opportunities. If I were trading the range, to go short. Nothing has happened to suggest that right now. Absolutely nothing. Okay? So, caught in the range, upper part, lower part, testing the upper part now. Is it going to hold, or are we going to get a market that does that and breaks through? Time will tell. Or we get something like that, in which case we start going down. Okay? And finally, looking at crude. Crude is going sideways, still holding. And for people who tell you, sometimes we say the first test is the best test, which is true. But look at how many times this demand zone on the daily has held. This is now the fourth even test into that level, and buyers are still stepping in. This market is refusing to fall, as it is sitting in weekly demand, having taken out that most recent high that led to the fall on the weekly. It dropped hard into that level and has just stayed in a box. It's indicative of strength, but we'd like to see that strength go on and achieve things, go on and eventually break out to the upside. If indeed it is strength, it needs to break out to the upside, because this market could just continue to stay like this and ultimately break down to the downside. For now, it's indicative, it's not definitive of strength. We still have that supply zone that we've talked about every week sitting above us. With all of this going on below it, though, if we do start to go to the upside, this may, if at all, do anything. It may just cause a bit of a pullback to a demand zone that may form as prices try to leave that level. So anticipate that. Scenario planning, as we call it on the round table. Okay. So those are just the two markets, really short. I wanted to take a quick look at. We are watching them because we're seeing strength remain in actually both of them. We just need them to go on ahead and finish. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the videos, and let's get the information out there. Speak to you again soon. Bye for now.